we're going to be going through as well as doing a showcase of what a endgame 12-man raid looked like in the very original Blade and Soul, and this is the Raven King, which is going to be available as the final boss of the first raid in the game, Black Tower. If you ask any Blade and Soul Neo player right now, they'll tell you that this is the peak content of Blade and Soul. This is the kind of content that every player is waiting for and hoping to be able to re-experience, and it's the biggest reason why they're playing Blade and Soul again like Neo. The first thing you will notice is that this is a 12-man raid, so it uses 2 party of 6 people instead of 12. In the actual very original release, this is actually 24 people, but they end up cutting it to 12 just because it was a little too hard to support 24 people. With that being said, I'm going to be going over the minor and major mechanics in this boss to hopefully give the newcomer a quick showcase to the best of my ability. Right, so starting with this boss, he has a special mechanics which is called soul separation that I will slowly go over. But coming into 80% of the boss HP, he's gonna spawn 3 ads across the entire arena at 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and finally 8 o'clock. Your team has to spread out and quickly take down this ad, and then free player must stand away as far as possible from each of these ads to enter soul separation, which is the main mechanics, and it's going to appear right here. So you can see that this player is standing on the corner of the map to be the furthest player so that he can enter soul separation. So this is the main mechanics of the dungeon.
What should I do?
Your party is going to have a couple people entering a different dimension called soul separation here, and your main goal is to defeat these Lusong ads so that don't provide stack to the Raven King boss, and it's very important that your party do this properly or otherwise it will result in a wipe. So this is the main thing about this boss, and there's also the big piece of mechanics going in the other realm as well that I'll quickly showcase. That being said, I want to make a call that this is not my video. This is a random Blade Master video that I found online. I do have video of this dungeon originally, but it was not in good quality, so I decided to just use a different user's video. So thank you for this user uploading this video. But with that being said, this person has entered the soul separation. He was able to defeat the ads, and now he's going to come out of the soul separation to join his party again to hit the boss again. And you notice that this boss is doing some extreme pizza pattern that I'll explain once again when he does it the second time. But essentially, his entire team must stay at this one exact spot because any of the area that is covered in black mist is going to be an instant kill. Alright, so this is the main pizza mechanics going on the Raven King. Is that your tank has to adjust his position in a certain way so that the pizza will correspondingly rotate into your team, and your team must stay in this exact same spot at all time. For the most part, that's the main mechanic of this dungeon, other than just avoiding the regular attack from this boss and stuff like that. There, you need to do a stun real quick to prevent that from spinning. One of the things you notice is that this boss have 6 CC bar compared to the regular dungeon, just because there's double the amount of people, so there's double the amount of CC bar, and that's something that's natural, right? But with that being said, this boss have fairly simple attack pattern outside of his major mechanics. One of his biggest attack is going to call punishment, which we might be able to see here. He's going to mark your party member occasionally and drop feathers, so make sure you have to drop these away from the party just like that. But here you actually notice that they stop DPing the boss. That's because this boss has a final do or die phase starting from 30% that your party must burn through or it will cause a wipe. So most party is going to stop DPSing at 30% right here and wait until everyone is fully ready. They're going to fully resurrect everyone to make one final push for the boss. And there you see that 2 big OE attack. That is the main mechanics or the main attack for the boss. It's called punishment. If you get hit by it, you get a stack. And if you get 2 or 3 stacks, you will very likely die. So you have to physically avoid all of that attack. So with that being said, when this party is finally ready, they'll start to push this boss once again under the 30% threshold to once again start that pizza mechanics, which is going to be the final push or do or die phase, which it looked like they're actually going to be starting that mechanics right here. So here's the punishment attack. It go inside and then outside, or it could be outside and then inside. The order is completely random. They push down to 30% here, and here come the final push phase. Once again, it's going to be the soul separation mechanics, right? This is the main mechanics of the boss, so you're going to see the exact same thing happen again as I explained it. The boss is going to summon 3 ads across the arena, one at 12 o'clock, one at 4 o'clock, and one at 8 o'clock. your party must quickly spread out and take these down, and then you have a couple player who will leave behind to enter soul separation. Once again, it's going to be whoever is the furthest away from the Raven King. So you see people positioning themselves purposely away from the boss to be the furthest. Because this player has previously already entered a soul separation, he cannot enter again. So here he's going to hit the boss. So this is going to be the pizza phase. According to the position from your tank to the boss in a degree clockwise position, the boss will spawn a different safe zones according to the arena. It will first spawn at 0 degree, moving on to 30 degree left side of the tank and the boss, into 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, 150 degree, and 180 degree in a clockwise pattern. So here you can see that the tank have messed up the positioning, that the safe zone actually end up shifting 30 degree to the left because the tank weren't able to properly reposition himself 30 degree across. So it shifts and stuff like that. For the most part, this part is mostly on the tank to rotate around the arena properly. And by the time you come back into making 1 radius circles, it will be 1 phase of this boss, right? This is going to be the final push for this boss, where he's going to keep on continuing covering the arena in pizza pattern like this until either you guys have wipe or you killed him right there. Right? And the same soul separation and stuff is going to keep going on. So you have party member who is going to go on to the second separation phase to kill the ads, just like I've showed you before. And for the most part, that is the most fight. So it's relatively simple when I explain it, but just like Blade and Soul, it is really fun to do when you're actually doing the boss. Doing all of these mechanics on top of avoiding pattern, playing your cards and like that are really, really fun. And this boss end up dropping the Raven King treasure as well as legendary soul shield and legendary accessories and stuff like that. And this is going to be the peak of Blade and Soul raid. Is really, really fun, and it's the main raid everyone is waiting for.